Recently I had my birthday. Thanks to everyone for the birthday wishes. I really enjoyed reading all of them. But I also mentioned that I've prepared a new segment for you on the channel, and after many days of hard work, I'm finally ready to present it to you. It's a tank versus... Yes, I couldn't come up with a fancier name. Anyway, in this segment, I'll be comparing different tanks that share some similarities. Take, for example, the Smasher and the Annihilator, two of the most powerful tanks at Tier 7. Today, we'll find out which one is better. Why did I choose these two? Well, it's simple. Halloween is coming up, and these tanks are perfect for kicking off this fantastic segment. But that's not all. Any of you can choose which tanks will be in the next video. Just write your preferences in the comments. And among the most popular choices, I'll pick a lucky winner who will feature in the next video. And I'll showcase the tanks they choose. Before we dive into this video, there will be a short advertising break. Enjoy the show. In today's tech-savvy world, it's no secret that for many people, YouTube is the primary source of income. Each of you can start creating videos right now and earn from it. You don't even need a computer because the most crucial aspect of any video is high-quality sound. That's why I want to recommend an excellent service from my friends, my Vocal AI. This service uses artificial intelligence and can replicate your voice or any other voice in just a few clicks. All you need to do is record 25 phrases or upload an audio file with any voice, and the neural network will create an exact copy. After that, you can use your voice to narrate any text or even listen to how you sing different tracks.
And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, make me wanna try.
And with the promo code SweatchVoice23, you'll get a 23% discount. Start earning online with my Vocal AI. All the details will be in the description. Let's begin by introducing our two main characters. The first tank is the Smasher. It arrived in our game before the Annihilator and caused quite a stir. Just imagine the rumors that circulated before its announcement. A premium KV2. Everyone eagerly awaited its arrival. When it was finally revealed, everyone was shocked at how powerful it was. It could effortlessly dominate Tier 7 battles, making even Dracula and Helsing seem like ordinary tanks in comparison. Even a novice could rack up around 2,300 average damage with it. But over time, the developers introduced another powerhouse from the same nation, the Annihilator. It created just as much buzz as the Smasher. This was the first tank in the game with a 3-shot gun. As before, only the Helsing had a twin-barreled one. This time, the developers made it available in a paid event, and at that moment, I regretted not getting it. I lamented not having either of them. By the way, at the end of this video, I'll be opening containers for the Smasher and attempting to add it to my collection. So, watch the video until the end. It's going to be interesting. And how I will compare these tanks. To start, we'll compare the tanks head-to-head based on 3 parameters: maneuverability, armor, and the gun. After that, there will be 3 PvP battles between these tanks. Towards the end, I'll play one battle with each of these tanks and share my thoughts on them, so let's get started. Let's start with mobility. Both tanks have the same maximum speed at 35 km per hour, and they share an identical engine power of 702 horsepower. However, the Smasher is lighter, weighing 53 tons compared to the Annihilator's 56 tons, giving the Smasher more horsepower per ton 13 versus 12 for the Annihilator. But the Annihilator has an improved engine booster, allowing it to accelerate significantly faster than the Smasher, although it's not active all the time, so I'll call it a draw in this category. Additionally, the Annihilator has better off-road mobility. Moving on to hull traverse speed, the Annihilator takes the lead again with 38 degrees per second compared to the Smasher's 31 degrees per second. When it comes to turret traverse speed, the Annihilator has a more substantial advantage, with 46 degrees per second compared to the Smasher's 19 degrees per second. In the comparison of their mobility characteristics, I'd give the point to the Annihilator as it outperforms the Smasher in most parameters. The score is 0-1 in favor of the Annihilator. Now let's compare their armor. Both tanks have mediocre armor, but the Annihilator is notably better than the Smasher. The Smasher can be easily penetrated both in the turret and the hull by regular shells. However, the Annihilator does have weak spots on its hull that can even be penetrated by high-explosive shells. You can see these areas on the screens, so when playing the Annihilator, try to protect these zones. Also, when you play hull down, be aware that enemies can penetrate the upper part of your turret and the gun mantlet. In this matchup, I'll again give the point to the Annihilator. While its armor isn't outstanding, the Smasher practically has no armor to speak of, so the score is 2-0 in favor of the Annihilator. Moving on, let's now compare their firepower. First, let's consider the gun caliber. The Smasher boasts a 152mm caliber compared to the Annihilator's 80mm. This is an essential factor as it determines damage to modules and follows the rule of 3 calibers. Next, let's talk about damage per shot. The Smasher has a damage of 640 units per shot, while the Annihilator features a 3-round gun with each shot dealing 210 damage, totaling 630 damage for all 3 shots. However, keep in mind that there's a significant chance of not penetrating or missing with 1 or 2 of those shots, which can reduce the damage per shot considerably. In this regard, I prefer the Smasher's gun. When it comes to damage per minute, the Annihilator holds an advantage with 2,653 units compared to the Smasher's 2,534 units. But it's important to remember that one of the shots from the Annihilator might not hit where you intend it to. Penetration on a standard rounds, the Annihilator has the upper hand with 170mm compared to the Smasher's 140mm. However, when it comes to premium rounds, the Smasher takes the lead with 250mm of penetration compared to the Annihilator's 220mm. Additionally, the Smasher uses high explosive anti-tank premium rounds, which can be advantageous compared to the Annihilator's armor-piercing composite rigid rounds. In this aspect, the Smasher seems better. Regarding gun comfort, the Annihilator has better gun depression with -8 degrees compared to the Smasher's -6 degrees. While the Smasher has slightly better gun elevation, it may not be as significant. The aiming time is faster for the Annihilator, with 3 and 7 seconds compared to the Smasher's 4 and 6 seconds. The Annihilator also boasts better accuracy with 0.362 compared to the Smasher's 0.407. Their guns are quite different, one with high single-shot damage, especially with HE rounds, and the other with a 3-round burst. In the end, both of these guns are very powerful, so I'd give them both a point. The final score is 1-3 in favor of the Annihilator. Now let's move on to PvP battles, and afterward I'll share my thoughts on these tanks. Friends, I want to remind you that it was my birthday, and to celebrate, and I want to present a new giveaway for you. The prizes will be 5 battle passes. The rules are very simple. You just need to be subscribed to my channel and leave a comment under this video. In your comment, please provide your in-game nickname, your account ID, and the server where you're playing on. The results will be announced in the next video. First battle, I'm playing the Smasher against my friend with the Annihilator on the Middleburg map. We engage in combat around the fountain, fire our shots, and the player versus player showdown begins. He immediately activates the engine booster and tries to circle me. Meanwhile, I take a risky shot with HE in hopes of hitting him, but it doesn't work. I realize I reload faster than him and need to penetrate his armor, so I load a premium round to ensure penetration. All I have to do is aim well and just hit it. But he moves back and forth, and since the Smasher turret turns very slowly, it is very difficult for me to aim in the grey area. However, I missed the tank entirely. Was it bad luck or just my poor aim? Regardless, the Annihilator secures the first victory in this matchup. Second battle. We've swapped tanks, and now I'm in the Annihilator. After the initial shot exchange, the PvP encounter begins. As you can see, the Smasher fires one shot quicker than me and immediately tries to flank me. However, I decide to activate the engine booster and attempt to take cover behind the fountain. He reloads faster, giving him the advantage, and he tracks me. At this point, I realize that only luck can save me. I try to hide behind the fountain, and I hope that he can miss me, because his accuracy in movement is quite poor. But the Smasher reloads faster, and I not have a chance to alive here. And yes, he is kill me. Let's see on the last battle. Well, it's 1-1 score, and the final battle will determine who is stronger in PvP combat. This time, we decided not to swap tanks, and I'm still playing the Annihilator. My friend decides to circle me, but the Annihilator rotates very quickly, allowing me to catch up and track him. I hope he won't hit me while I'm tracking him, but it doesn't work out as planned. Now, I need to somehow outmaneuver him to fire first, and since the Smasher rotates its turret slowly, I can manage to deceive him, and finally I do it. I'm going forward and then going backwards and kill him. Score a point for the Annihilator. It's 2-1 in our PvP score, and the Annihilator gains another point, making the final score 1-4 in favor of the Annihilator. It emerges as the victor in this showdown, but things aren't quite as straightforward. Now, I'll play one battle with each of these tanks and share my impressions of playing them and which one I like more. Even though the Smasher lost this versus, it doesn't mean it's worse than the Annihilator. In regular battles, I'd choose the Smasher because it's simply more enjoyable to play. You don't constantly worry about missing a shot, and it has powerful HE shells that provide unforgettable experiences. If you ask me who I would recommend these tanks to, the Smasher is excellent for beginners due to its straightforward gameplay. It's also a great choice for players who want to have fun without taking the game too seriously. But if you're a skilled or average player looking for a tank to improve your stats, the Annihilator will be the better choice for you.
Guys, thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and...
Who is this and why he's saying goodbye instead of me? Friends, I really want to reach 10,000 subscribers by New Year, and I'm sure that together we can achieve it. All you need to do is simply click on the red subscribe button, and I'll be delighted to keep creating interesting videos for you. In the background, you can see me spending a bunch of gold and trying to get a Smasher for my account. But it turns out, I'm not very lucky at it. So, only your support can bring back my good mood. Until we meet again, love you, and don't forget about giveaway.